back to my channel. So I am so excited to be filming this video for you guys. You know from the title or you can probably assume what this kind of video means to me, how special this was for me, and this was the video that I mentioned in my previous video that I was going to film about my vacation and fragrances that was really special. So this is it. I did a very special thing and I wanted nothing more than to share it with you. And what that was creating my own fragrance. Like in a lab studio type thing while I was on vacation. And I got to film a little bit of it for you guys. So that was really special. I paid for it myself. They didn't know who I was or anything. Not that that would matter, but I went there and I had the most incredible experience. Like, I was really honestly touched and moved by the whole thing because I've never created my own fragrance before. I've never gone to any of these lab places that exist or these experience places where you create your own. I've never done it online. And so for me, it was really an incredible experience and a touching experience, and one that I wanted to find a way to share with you guys. So at the end of it, I got to talk with Mimi, the perfumer there that was helping me. There were two people, but she was very kind to take a moment and just talk through kind of the whole process of what it's like. So I want to play that clip for you now so you can just have a quick listen, and then when we come back, I'm going to go through everything. I'm going to share really just more in depth about the whole thing, and as you saw from the title as well, because this video is so special to me, and this whole experience, I am throwing in like a little giveaway at the end, just to kind of thank you guys for the journey. I'm feeling happy and joyful, so I wanted to throw that in. So just keep watching. Let's take a quick look at the clip and then we'll be right back. Okay, hi guys! So today we have been looking at fragrances and creating our own at Tijon. And I'm here with Mimi, the lovely Mimi, who's agreed to just answer a couple questions. I will obviously go through everything once I'm back home, but here in Saint-Martin, I thought I would get Mimi if she would have us to just go through kind of how Tijon got started and what you guys offer here.
Sure. So Tijon got started 15 years ago. John and Cindy are American. They had a semi-retirement plan, and they picked Saint Martin to open Tijon Perfumery, where they would offer perfumes that they made ourselves.
Right.
They had a perfume organ for show, and then people kept on coming and asking to mix their own oils, and that's how John created and designed the classes that take place in our lab. We offer perfume making classes, so basically you come in, you're equipped with a workbook, a lab coat, and you'll be creating 3 different scents. You will bottle a large bottle of your favorite scent, you'll be naming your perfume, just like you did, and you did a great job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you!
And now it's been 15 years, we've had over 16,000 people coming in, making their own perfume, aged from 5 years old to 99 years old, men and women. Everyone comes in happy, everyone lives happy, and we are so very happy to offer and share this experience with you.
No, it's been great. So when you come in, just like Mimi was saying, you get to go into the lab. There's not even just these many fragrances or notes, I should say, on the organ. There's a whole lot in there. They have bases already made for us, right?
That's right. To make it a little easier for you, we pre-mix top, middle, and base notes, so you have a starter for your perfume.
Right.
It ensures enough lasting power, and then you'll be personalizing it.
So you guys know me. I picked a lot of my favorite notes. I looked out for powdery notes, florals, grape, of course. And then once we got started, I had a hard time. I had to ask everyone for help because I was really in love with all 3. But eventually we settled on my first creation, actually. I named it 5 Secrets because I'm keeping the notes secret from my followers. But if they guess them, then of course I'll let them know. And then at the end, we get to pick our name and then bottle it up, right?
Absolutely.
And then everyone can just order more once
On the
They're done?
Tijon website, you can order more of your own creation. You can also order body cream and body lotion scented like your perfume.
Perfect.
And yes.
Yeah, and then it comes in a little pack. You get a certificate. You get another little sample of their own created creations of fragrances that they have. So yeah, thank you so much, Mimi.
Thank you
Tijon,
for finding
everything.
us.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay, so you guys just saw it was really, really great to have that quick little chat with her once I'd already created my fragrance. You know what it's called now because I obviously said it. But I did want to share this whole experience kind of more in depth of what it was like and my experience. And if you did happen to go there, definitely let them know that I sent you along. Let Mimi know, let them know that I sent them your way, or even if you just never end up going and you just want to know what this kind of experience is like and you like watching my videos, I hope you will enjoy. So, the main thing is obviously the creating of your own fragrance, which I have right here. They do give a little gift bag, which includes kind of like a special little gift. You can get a book or a tote bag. There's a little lip balm, like a mint lip balm that I have used, a room spray that I have used, and then you get to look at their own fragrance collection, like creations of their own, and pick a 15 ml that you like the most, and they'll give you that as well as an extra gift. So before we get to my fragrance, I picked as my extra gift of their creation the fragrance Il Pinel, which is Pinel Island. It's one of the islands really, really close to St. Martin. And this one, I believe it's one of their unisex scents. It definitely smells unisex. I've sprayed it over here. I really liked it. I especially like it when it's a little bit more dry down on the skin, which it is. That's why I've sprayed it in advance. I just think it's so beautiful in that way. It's clean, it's citrusy, it's a little bit male leaning, but I'm into it. But once it gets into the heart, I feel like, and yeah, and the dry down, there's just something so intoxicating about it for me. I liked a lot of their scents, but anyways, that's the one I picked. Just a little side note, but the more important thing, I think, is my own creation. You guys, I've been wearing this, I swear, not just, well, yeah, because I created it, but not just because I created it would I wear it. Like, if I didn't find that I didn't enjoy it after the fact, I would tell you guys, because I wouldn't gain anything from pretending, but I have been really loving this scent. So I named it Cinq Secrets, which means 5 secrets in French. I always knew I was going to name it blank secret because I have this since I was little, like since I was really, really, really young. I have this dream of creating my own fragrances, like for real, in a line, which, I mean, will never happen. It's fine. If it does, I'll be over the moon. And I wanted my first fragrance to be Neuf Secrets, which is 9 secrets. So if you ever see this in the future and I've created it, then I've made it. But that is because I have this particular note list of these 9 fragrance notes that I think would be like my ultimate dream fragrance. And so I did think maybe I would create Neuf Secrets here, or at least a version of it. But what ended up being the case, because you create 3 separate scents in kind of like a very small batch, and then you choose your favorite, and that's the one you bottle and fully create. And out of my 3 that I created, this was the first one actually, and it's the one that I liked the most and the one that I wanted to bottle, and it only has 5 notes. And so I wasn't going to call it Neuf Secrets and just lie. So I made it Cinq Secrets. It's 5 secrets. I initially was like, I'm still going to go on that original plan of where I don't say what the notes are, but I did think of something fun, so I'll tell you at the end what I was thinking. The main thing afterwards is obviously you go through this entire process of creating the fragrance. And I tell you, I could do that every day over and over and over again. Like when it was finished, and it took I think 2 hours or so, like it wasn't a very quick process. I just loved every moment. Like we were standing, you saw the organ of notes behind us, but there were I'll insert clips or photos if I can, or videos or stuff, but there were a lot more notes. Like you have your own little station, you get to like mix in, there's instructions, you're smelling as you go, and you can really see if things work out and what you really want. And I just loved the entire experience so much. And I found, as I was creating fragrances and just picking up notes and seeing what could work together and different accords and stuff, I found myself really surprised by how I wasn't necessarily being like interested or moved by the notes that I thought I would be. And obviously that could be for a multitude of different reasons, including the way, a particular note smells at Tijon might be different than in another lab, or so on and so forth. But I just found the whole process really interesting in that way, because I thought I was going to go so much in one direction, and then it ended up being quite a different thing when I actually started to create the fragrances. So the 3 scents I created, and I chose to do this just because it was, after all these years, like I knew a lot more about what I wanted and what I was going for and just what goes well together. If you don't, you can try to make 3 scents that are relatively in the same area, or you can just try to make it as easy as possible for yourself if you don't want to be going in like 3 very different directions for each of the different fragrances. But I did that. All 3 of my creations were very, very different from one another. They had very different bases, middle, heart, top notes, and were like in different categories of scents altogether as well. So in the end, I really could go in any direction. You try them all on your skin, you walk around, you're smelling them in fresh air, you're coming back in. And I did struggle. I felt like I was torn between my first creation, which was this, and my third. My second one I really loved, but I felt like it ended up being a little too safe in terms of what I already have smelled in my collection and just in general. And I wanted it to be a little bit more unique, as unique as I could get, obviously, because it was my scent. So with that in mind, and with wanting it to be something that I could wear the most often, like throughout the year and just in different climates and stuff, I was torn, but I ended up leaning towards my first creation, which again became Cinq Secrets. And then you have a little glass of champagne, which is a nice treat at the end. I might put up a photo. I'm gonna have to really check and see which photos and videos I have. But yeah, I love it. If you live in France or the United States, they always have your creation on file, and you can just keep ordering your scent as you go along. You can order it in different like body products, I think, as well, and layer. So if I live in Canada, obviously, but if I go through this, either by that point I'll have taken another vacation there, or I'll just order it to the United States where I have family. So I'm not too worried about that. I still have many more sprays to go through, which is crazy because I've worn this so much already, and I feel like you can't even see a dent. It really was filled to the absolute top of the top. So love this one. It's very much me, but like I was saying, it is very non-typically me. I would maybe like to give a clue on. And that's because I thought it would be a special treat to have you guys guess my 5 fragrance notes in my fragrance as the way to who wins the giveaway. And the giveaway is actually also inspired by my trip, because you guys will know, if you've been watching me for a while, that I always like to take a fragrance for each one of my trips, wherever I'm traveling, where I only wear that fragrance throughout the trip, so that it just really always reminds me of that place, and that it's like significant of that place, and it's just something fun to do. I did that for this trip, and what I took, and I will put up a photo soon, was the La Maison de Vanille fragrance, de la vanille, sorry, of Vanille Divine des Tropiques. And it was the only La Maison de la Vanille fragrance that I owned. I talked about it here on my channel, and I was like, perfect. It's for, it's vanilla of the tropics. I'm going to a tropical island. Love it. Now, lo and behold, and this has never happened to me before, but very early on, very, very early on to my vacation, it fell off the table. And these bottles look aluminum, or they look like they're like metal, like the Montal bottles, but they are not. They are glass. And I've dropped bottles on like wood and floor before, and they've never broken. So I was just really surprised, double the amount, that not only did my bottle fall down, but it broke and it shattered, you guys. Like, photo up now. I put it on my Instagram. I was in shock, devastated. And it wasn't just that I was devastated because, my bottle broke, I don't have fragrance, all that stuff. But I keep every single one of my bottles. Like, I never have ever thrown anything out. And so I was obviously not going to keep a jagged, broken bottle, and I hadn't finished it or anything. So, and I keep my empty bottles too. So anyways, I knew I'd have to purchase it again, even though it wasn't my favorite scent in the world. Like, I would have never bought a second bottle had I gone through it the first time round. I would have just enjoyed it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. But now I put in an order. I already got another bottle because I can't be without it, but I got it on a smaller size. But anyways, that ended up not being my scent of that trip. And maybe it worked out for the best, because what ended up being my scent of the trip was Cinq Secret, because I got it. Obviously, I made it while I was on vacation, and then this was my only scent that I had there, and I wore it throughout, and I think it worked out for the best. But I thought it would be fun. And this is for if you live anywhere in Canada or the United States. Unfortunately, I can't, for the giveaway, I can't do worldwide this time, but I have samples of, first one being Vanille Divine des Tropiques, and it's obviously from La Maison de la Vanille. This is the fragrance that I broke. It has jasmine, amber, hyacinth, gardenia, vanilla, and heliotrope. Really nice. And then another one, and this one I have not tried yet, but I have bought, so it's on its way, so you'll see a haul soon. And this one's also from the same house, but it's Nuit à Salzbourg, and this is the vanilla tabac, so it's the tobacco vanilla one, and this has notes of cinnamon, clove, candied orange, amyris, tobacco, tonka bean, amber, and vanilla. Exciting. So these two samples and a letter from me just thanking you. I thought it'd be a little fun gift. You can try out these fragrances. They are both available on Fragrance Buy, which is where I bought it the first time. It's where I bought it the second time. I will link them below. I'll link everything I talk about except for this, because you can't buy this, below in the description box for you, so you can check it out. But if you are interested in just playing this game with me, and also if these fragrances sound like your fancy, then the only thing you need to do, and I will again leave the rules in the description box, are to be subscribed here, to follow me on Instagram, and to comment here on this video. And you can comment, let's just say, as many times as you want. As many times as you want to guess, you can guess until, and I will put the due date in the description box. And then by that point, I will actually give the answer on who won on my Instagram. So you guys also need to eventually let me know what your Instagram is, because that's why I need you to be subscribed here and follow me on Instagram, so that I can contact you and I can let you guys know. But all you need to do is have a guess. Have a guess at the 5 fragrance notes that I put in my fragrance. And the person that comes closest, obviously, will be the winner. If there are a bunch of people that have the same amount of thing right, then I'll just do a draw out of those. But if I don't know, and I don't think anyone will get all 5 correct, but maybe there'll be a lot of people that get 4. So that's how we'll work it out. I just thought it'd be a really fun thing. I thought I would give a clue, and just let you guys know, because I feel like it's too hard otherwise, that this fragrance, when I was creating it, is not the typical Mojon, like, nostalgic notes that you think I would immediately be putting into a fragrance. There are obviously notes I really, really love, and a combination that I think really works together. But I would say to just not feel like you have to guess the quintessential things I'm like, oh my god, all about, because they might have been the things that are in the second and third creation. And yeah, that's just like a clue, I would say. And the second thing I would say is I wanted to make something that I would want to wear most often, or the most like amount of temperatures and climates in Canada as well, and that I wouldn't be feel like so restricted to a certain period of time or certain weather or certain climate. So that, I think, are 2 different clues that maybe will help you in guessing the 5 notes of my fragrance. And then finally, the last thing I wanted to say, and obviously I will, once this whole giveaway is done, I think I'm just going to do like a story, which then I save on my Instagram, of what it smells like to me and getting into the nitty gritty and the different fragrance notes. Or I can do a part 2, like if you guys are interested, after people have guessed, I could do a part 2 to this. Maybe that'd be a better idea, and come on my channel and actually go through why I chose the notes and what it smells like to me. So let me know in the comments below, in the middle of your guessing and leaving me your Instagrams and stuff. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 of what this smells like to me and why I chose the notes I did. But the other thing I wanted to say is in terms of performance and lasting power, because I think the most important thing to note, if you do end up going here or really just anywhere to create your own fragrances, is, and I'm sure they'll tell you, the notes you're choosing also then dictate the lasting power to a certain degree. And I'm sure you guys know that as well, but if you're creating something really fresh and citrusy, and it's kind of citrusy throughout, it's gonna naturally have a shorter lasting power. And obviously you can combine it with other things, but if you're going for like a very, very fresh, citrusy, bright scent, compared to like, you know, the other side of like leather and tobacco and musk and stuff, those are very 2 different areas of fragrance. And so that can really play into what you want as your personal fragrance, because maybe you want something lighter or you don't want something heavy, and just how your fragrance performs overall. However, in my experience, the fragrance I created, I think, lasts quite amount of time. I was worried because, you know, you're making it yourself and you're like, maybe I'm gonna get it wrong, or maybe it's not like, you know, a particular designer fashion house is making it, that it would just kind of fade away as a body spray or relatively close to that. I was kind of worried, and I'm really, really happy to say that was not my experience at all. I feel like it lasts like an eau de parfum would, and that I can really smell the difference between the opening and the dry down and the heart notes as well. So yeah, that was my full experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're interested in a part 2 after you guys guess the notes and everything, I would be happy to come back and kind of give you an update also, because I can do it maybe in a month from now once I've worn it for even longer, and just tell you if I'm still loving it, what I thought about it, and all that good stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget again to check the rules and everything and the links for everything in the description box below. You can leave as many comments as you'd like guessing. I will leave the due date, and then I will message you guys. Leave me your Instagrams, obviously, and make sure you're subscribed here and following there. And I will see you next time. Bye!